I'm Natalie France and welcome back as always to my YouTube channel, a space completely dedicated to the cultivation of self-love through the practice of yoga. Today's yoga session is going to include quite a few yoga twists, and I'll explain just a little bit more about that in just a moment. So welcome back. So today's yoga flow is going to have several yoga twist asanas. So lots of twisting asanas or poses within the flow today. And adding twist to your practice is a great way to get rid of toxins. So it's a good detox for the body, but also a great detox for your mind as well in that sense. So sometimes you might hold on to stagnant energy or just things that you need to let go of, and when you detox the body, that helps you to let go of things that don't need to be in your body, especially when it comes to twisting. Twisting the spine helps to allow the spine to have a lot more mobility. So if you don't kind of work your spine in different ranges of movement, then you often can find that maybe it feels stiff. In some cases, if it's quite severe, might fuse into place. So we want to have that free flow of energy through the body, specifically through the spine, so you can move quite easily in different movements with the spine. But in terms of detoxing the body, getting rid of things that you don't need, so toxins from the body, but also just thoughts you have as well. Let those go. Things you no longer need, let them go from the body. So you're going to start here in a cross leg position. So come into your easy pose, into cross leg. Do forgive me because my knee and my left knee is a little bit dodgy, so sometimes sitting cross legs can be a bit of a weird one for me, but I'm going to go over it today. And once you're in your cross leg position, you either can have your hands resting down onto your knees or thighs. I love to go for my Anjali Mudra, so hands in prayer position, thumbs against sternum, elbows out to side, shoulders nice and relaxed. Whichever option you're in with your hands, then kind of lifting out of your hips, you're not sinking down. Very slight tuck of your chin to chest and then closing off the eyes. For a moment, simply connecting to your own natural breath. So thinking about inhaling and exhaling in and out of the nose where possible, that traditional way to breathe in yoga, to use your nose to aid that flow of breath. Just taking this time to bring awareness back to a theme of today's session. So this idea of having a detox for the body, so adding twists is a great way to massage those organs and get rid of toxins from the body, while also thinking about allowing yourself to have movement, specifically within the spine, so you're not kind of holding on to anything that will keep you stagnant or stiff within your thoughts, within the movement of your body itself. You're thinking about having freedom, being able to work different ranges of movement within your spine, twisting being one of those movements, the rotation movement of the spine. And this whole idea of having a release of something, a release of toxins, a release of unwanted energy, to allow for the flow of energy that has a place to stay in the body. After your next exhale, flicker and open your eyes. And then from here, taking your hands behind your head. So interlace fingers, take your hands behind your head for this seated version of cat-cow. So elbows for a moment should be at your peripheral vision. Now as you inhale, think about pressing your chest forward so you have an arch in your back with your elbows go a little bit more out to the side. As you exhale, sink down as you round the back to come into this version of your cat. So you're going to think opening across the chest, slight arch the back for this version of your cow, round in the back as you exhale for this version of your cat, and the elbows come in towards one another. So you inhale and you exhale. Now keep working through this movement nice and steady. As we're doing quite a lot of twisting, you want to make sure that body is warmed up as you keep going here. So warm up the spine for your twisting flow. But when you get there, taking one more inhale to open across the chest, elbows a bit more behind. Find that space there. Exhale, round the back, elbows come in. Hold it here. Then inhale, coming back to center. Releasing your hands down to the ground. So we've just gone for like a little bit of flexion extension. So that's 2 movements of your spine. Forward flexion, backward extension. We're going to add a bit of lateral flexion now. So keeping your left hand down to the ground, inhale the right hand up, exhale over so right palm faces down. Think length for the side body as you hold it here, so lateral flexion of the spine as you hold here. You can look down towards the ground or up towards the ceiling, but just make sure you're not collapsing your shoulder forward. Swing the right shoulder, press a little bit more back as you find that side body stretch. Inhale to center, exhale, right hand down, inhale left hand up, exhale over, lateral flexion on the other side. So keeping the shoulder in, roll back. Gaze can be down or up to ceiling as you hold it here. Think length of the side body. Inhale to center, exhale down. Right side again, inhale up, exhale over into that lateral flexion of the spine. As you come into the side bend, watch that the right side doesn't try to lift to the right bum cheek. Keep it down as you hold it here. Now this time you inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take your right hand to your left knee, take your left hand behind you as you rotate very gently to the left side. So look into your left shoulder, maybe here. Starting to now add that twisting theme into our practice. Inhale, come back to center. Right hand stays down. Left hand comes up and over into that lateral flexion once more. So think about lengthening through the side body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take your left hand to your right knee. Take your right hand behind you as you twist to the right side this time. Just hold it here. Nice. And inhale to come back to center. So from where you're sitting, if you're sitting already facing like the short side of your mat, then great. Otherwise, just bring yourself now so you're facing one of the shorter sides of your mat. And then you're going to roll onto your knees and you're going to step back into a high plank initially. Then from that high plank, lifting up and back straight away into your Adho Mukha Svanasana pose, your downward facing dog. So think your feet are hip distance apart, the heels wanting to draw down towards the ground. Your fingertips are nice and widely spread, so you're pressing into the pads of your fingertips. You're releasing tension from your neck, so your gaze, your drishti, goes either to your navel between the backs of the legs. I'm just going to hold it here in stillness. Think about lengthening through your spine for the moment. So nice length for the spine, also for the legs and for the arms too. And again, as you hold in your Adho Mukha Svanasana, asanas, your downward facing dog, you want to think about this idea of detoxing the body. So when we think about detoxing as a whole, it's always about getting rid of something. And when it comes to this flow, yes, in terms of physically, a lovely twisting practice can help to detox your body. But I want you to think more about your mind here, and you know, in terms of the spine as well, if you don't move your spine, it can get stiff, it can seize up if you're not careful. And that's the same with holding on to things in your life if you don't release them. You can just hold on to stagnant energy within your body, you can hold on to unnecessary thoughts and behaviours. So as you flow through this practice, I still want you to think about what you can detox from your actual mind and body as a whole, from your life. Like, what can you release that's kind of keeping you stuck and stiff in terms of stuck where you are of your life right now? What would you need to let go of to have a flow of energy that allows you to have more freedom within your mind and your life as a whole? And then from here, start to walk your feet forwards to the front of the mat into a forward fold. As you inhale, start to come all the way up to standing. And again, just think about moving the spine, one part of the spine ruggles with the head being the last thing to come up. When you come up to standing, you're going to be about a foot distance away from the front of the mat. So think one of your own feet away from the front. Feet hip distance apart and parallel. You can lengthen the legs, keep a very soft bend in your knees. You're locking your knees, tuck the pelvis under. Just have your hands by your sides with palms facing forwards, initiating into your Tadasana, your mountain pose. As you inhale in, release now into your Utkatasana chair pose. So thinking about the weight being in your heels, your toes is really easy off the mat and then down. Ideally, you can see your big toes underneath your knees and you're tucking your pelvis, you're not sticking your bottom back or arching your back. Then draw your hands to prayer to heart center, so thumbs against sternum, elbows out to the sides. Going from your your chair pose, your Utkatasana chair pose into the twisted version. So take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, rotate to your right side, so your left elbow comes to the outside of your right knee. Now keep your gaze down for a moment and make sure your left knee isn't doing what mine's doing right now. So my left knee is going too far forwards. Keep your left knee back. And if I face towards you, so you're still on the right side, so if I face towards you, not only am I making sure that my left knee stays back, but I'm also watching that my prayer doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling away from me. So often people enter a twist like this, which means your body collapses and your prayer is up to the ceiling. You don't use the prayer to twist, use the connection between your left elbow and your right knee to help you twist as you stay in your position. So from here, keep the gaze down, take a deep inhale in. Now you have two options. As you exhale, if it feels comfortable for you, step straight back into your evolved side angle. If that's not within your range of movement, untwist, frame your feet, step your left foot back, even if it means dropping your left knee down. Bring your hands to prayer, rotate to the right back to twist. Either keep the left knee down if you want, or lift the left knee off the ground. So you've got those two options there. So holding then your evolved side angle. Now if it feels comfortable for you to lift your gaze, then lift your gaze up to the ceiling. If taking your gaze up to the ceiling means you're going to lose your pose, like I'm about to lose, then bring your gaze back down to the ground. So just see how you feel there in that position. If your gaze is up, then start to bring the gaze back down to the ground. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, untwist, frame your right foot, step back into high plank. If your left knee is lifted, ideally lift it up, step back into your high plank from your vinyasa. So either lower through full or modified Chaturanga Dandasana, inhale up to your cobra, or upward facing dog, release your toes out behind you. Exhale, push up and back into a downward facing dog, so into your Adho Mukha Svanasana pose. Now from your downward facing dog, start to take your toes just a little bit more towards the centre. When I say a little bit more, I mean like a couple of centimetres or an inch or two as well. So just walking the feet a little bit more towards the centre, but not too much. Into your twisted downward facing dog. So keep pressing into the pads of the fingertips on the right hand. Really press that right hand down, grounding down into that right hand. Then you take your left hand off and it either goes to your right ankle, behind the calf, or high up to the back of the thigh, which is easier. So lower down or harder. But you want to keep your weight centred to the left. Be careful not to look to tip too much to the right. And you're looking under your right armpit if that feels comfortable for you also. And you're going to take one more inhale in here. As you exhale, untwist, bring yourself back to your standard downward facing dog. Exhale, bend your knees, look forwards. Inhale, step your right foot, left foot to the front of the mat, lifting up halfway into your Ardha Uttanasana. Think lengthen through to crown the head. Exhale, you stand into your Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up into your Utkatasana chair. Hands come to prayer to heart center. Take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, twist into your left side, so your right elbow comes to the outside of your left knee. And again, look down at the knee. So my right knee has instantly gone too far forwards. I need to push it back. So keep the gaze down. I also want to keep my thumbs to prayer to heart center. So I'm not dipping down towards my thighs with my prayer lifting up. I'm keeping my thumbs to my sternum. And I'm using my right elbow and my left knee to help me find that sense of balance. I'm still trying to keep my knees nice and aligned as I twist, so it's a lot going on. Now I either balance onto my left foot and take my right foot off the ground and step back to my evolved side angle. Otherwise, the other option was to untwist, frame the feet, step back, even if you bring the right knee down, hands to prayer, twist to left, and then lift once more, or keep the knee down if you need to modify there. So you can still keep your gaze down to the left toes, or if it feels comfortable for you, lift your gaze up to the ceiling, but making sure your thumbs stay to prayer to heart center, not away from you. You take one more inhale. As you exhale, you untwist. You frame your left foot, you step back into a high plank, slower through full or modified Chaturanga Dandasana. You inhale up to your cobra or your upward facing dog, release your toes out behind, and you exhale, push up and back into your Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Once you're in your downward facing dog, you step your toes a little bit closer to you once more. You ground down into the left hand, so press into the passive fingertips in the left hand this time. And you take your right hand either to your ankle, the calf, or higher up if you need to. If you need to bend your knees, you can also do that as well, that helps you too, into your twisted downward facing dog. Keeping your weight though to the right side, so be careful not to go too much to your left side here with your weight distribution. You take one more inhale, you exhale to untwist, bring your hands back to your normal downward facing dog, take a deep inhale in, exhale out through the mouth to release, take another deep inhale in. As you exhale, release down into your Balasana, child's pose, so toes together, knees either side of the mat, sit back into your heels, reach your arms out nice and long as you rest your forehead down. Reconnect to your breathing, deep inhales and exhales as you hold it here. And again, bringing your awareness back to the theme of today's session. So this idea of detoxing the body, so releasing what the body no longer needs. The same with the mind, releasing thoughts your mind no longer needs. But as we're physically moving our spine, we're giving our spine a sense of more flexibility, more movement to move freely so it doesn't feel stiff. And we think about when we are inflexible with how we are, we don't allow for the energy to flow well. But when you're more flexible with your body, with your mind, with the way you think, then you allow for more opportunities to come to you. Therefore, having a detox is a great way to get rid of what you don't need to keep the body healthy and the mind healthy, but also being there to get rid of what's not needed to make way for what is out there for you. So again, it's this idea of what can you release, what's creating that stagnant energy in your body that you need to let go of. What does your body want to detox? What does your mind want to detox right now? What do you need to release to make way for new opportunities, new thoughts, new experiences? Start to walk your hands back in towards you into a tabletop position. So knees under hips, hands under shoulders for your thread needle. Inhale your right hand up to the ceiling. As you exhale, float the right hand underneath the left side so your right ear comes into the mat and your right hand stays down on the ground. If you want to go a bit deeper in your thread and needle, then inhale the left hand up. Exhale, either the back of the left hand just rest on your low back, or you'll use your hand to hook into your right hip if it will go that far for you. And keep drawing the left shoulder back so you go deep into that twist as you hold it here. Again, thinking about how detoxing your mind and body can help create space for what's to come, while also thinking about what you're holding on to that needs to be let go of. If you've taken your left hand behind, inhale the left hand up, exhale the left hand down, then inhale the right hand all the way up first. Exhale, right hand down and change sides. Inhale the left hand up, exhale, thread the left hand through to the right side this time. Just hold here for the moment first, as you are. Then if you wish to go deeper into your twist, inhale the right hand up, exhale the back of the right hand onto the low back, or hook around into your left hip if it will go there. Keep drawing the right shoulder back as you hold it here. You'll close the eyes. Again, still thinking about how a detox allows for you to remove what's no longer required from your life, your body, your mind, and how you can make way for greater things to come. And let your energy flow more freely. Inhale your right hand up, it whispers behind your back. Exhale the right hand down. Then we all inhale the left hand up. Exhale the left hand down. And then from here, start to walk your hands more towards you. Come to a seated position, so either cross legs or indeed kneeling, if that feels more comfortable for you, whichever one you want to go for. Hands can either come to prayer to heart center into Anjali Mudra, or rest the palms of the hands on some knees or thighs that feels more comfortable for you. Whichever one you're going for, think about lifting out of your hips so you find length through your spine, but keep the shoulders down, slight top of your chin into your chest, and close the eyes once you're there. Reconnecting to your breathing, now taking deep inhales in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth to release. Thanking yourself for taking time to practice yoga with me today. I'm always grateful for you practicing yoga with me too. As you take one more final deep inhale in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth to release. Flickering open your eyes. And so lifting the gaze. As always, thank you so much for joining me in this yoga practice on your self-love journey. With this flow today, it was all about you kind of having that sense of detox. So actually physically doing twists within the body is great for detoxifying the body, but this sense of being freer within your spine as well. So when we do different movements of the spine, we help to keep it nice and fluid so it doesn't seize up. And that allows for that sense of energy to flow quite freely as well. So if you are quite tight within your body, if you are not able to move quite freely within your spine, then not only is your spine going to be stiff, but if you think about a spiritual aspect, you just don't allow that flow of energy as well, that flow of energy that comes from the top right down to the bottom. And with that said, I want you to take from this session what you need to release, or what you need to detox from your body, from your mind, from your lifestyle. You know, there's probably something that creates stagnant energy for you that you need to get rid of. So this is a great time to think about what you need to release from your body to make way for the new, make way for the energy to flow freely, and make way for you to be able to continue on a journey of self-love without any unnecessary restrictions in place. As always, if you love this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to get notified each time I upload a new video. And until next time, have a fantastic day wherever you're doing. I'll see you on the mat again real soon. Take care of yourself. Bye.